All right, everyone, we're back again. Today is Friday, January 4th, first episode of the year 2019, with our weekly rundown of all the fantastic stuff that's happening in the world of Bitcoin Cash. Again, this week, you guys know me, Roger Veer, CEO of Bitcoin.com, my usual partners this week. So we'll start with Corbin, the longest time partner.
Yeah, I've been back a few times. Yeah, I'm Corbin Fraser, and I'm one of the web guys here.
One of the guys that makes all sorts of stuff happen. And then, how many times have you been with us now, Kaimukis?
This is the fourth time?
Fourth time for Kaimukis and second time for Aska.
Second time for Aska, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll get to it at the end, but people were asking about you guys on social media. So one person specifically wanted to watch your YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
But
I
suspect
want to watch it too.
I suspect that person doesn't speak Japanese. So any plans to do English videos on your YouTube channel?
I should, yeah.
You should.
What is the content of your channel?
It's about cryptocurrency and
Many other things like entertainment?
Business stuff.
Oh, I see. Wow. Cool. How long have you been doing it?
Almost 1 year.
Wow.
So we'll put a link to that in the description below, so you guys can follow Kaimukis for those of you that speak Japanese. So, yeah. So what do you got first on your list there, Corbin?
Okay, number one, we've got merchant adoption passes. 945 retailers listed on Bitcoin.cash. And we've got over 670 brick and mortar locations listed on Marco Coinos. So again, we've seen continuous growth week after week. More stores, more shops, more online retailers. Everyone's starting to accept Bitcoin Cash. You know, it's constant growth, so it's pretty exciting stuff. The other website that's been going around recently is greenpages.cash, which is another kind of merchant list. So if you're
I've never seen that one before. Have you been on that one?
I have been on it. Yeah. They've kind of been a new one that just popped up over the last month or so. So yeah, if you're interested in getting your business listed there as well, check out greenpages.cash. But otherwise, make sure you download the Marco Coino app on your Android or iOS device. And we've also got it listed on bitcoin.com/merchant-solutions.
There it is. Yeah. So, and I suspect Corbin had something to do with making all that happen on
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So. Have either of you been to any of the places in Tokyo that are accepting Bitcoin Cash for payments directly?
No, I haven't.
No? You have? Yeah, I know you have. Yeah, if you say no, I'm going to remind you.
You haven't taken me to any places yet.
Soon.
Yes.
So.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I think the meetup starts back up next week, I believe. We'll have to maybe check with Akane, but yeah, every Wednesday in Tokyo, we've got the Bitcoin Cash meetup, and it kind of bounces around from Roppongi to Ibis to
I'd love to go.
Yeah.
All over, yeah. Next Wednesday, let's go.
Okay,
Wednesday.
I'll be there.
Let's do
So
it.
come if you're in Tokyo.
Yeah, and if you're not in
Hello.
Tokyo, join one that's local to you, and if there isn't one local to you already, start one. And people will come, and you'll get to meet all sorts of fun people. And if Corbin and I are in town, or Aska, or Kaimukis, we'd be happy to stop by, huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, wow, I don't know why this didn't lead the...
Yeah, this one maybe should have led, but, you better take this one.
Better late than never. So the Genesis block, 10 years ago, all right? So Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core both share the same Genesis block, was mined 10 years ago on January 3rd in 2009. Wow.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, my life's been a blur. So I've been involved almost 8 years full-time now. So I missed out on the first 2 years, but I've been busy the last 8 years. So wow, what an exciting thing there. So
the very first mining happened 10 years ago?
yeah,
Meaning,
10 years ago, actually, so it's Friday, January 4th in Japan right now, but in the rest of the world, it's still January 3rd for much of it. So it actually happened today, probably right about now.
Yeah.
As we record this. So yeah, it's, the Genesis block, which was mined at approximately 6:15 p.m. UTC. I guess you don't say PM, so 18:15 UTC. So Bitcoin enthusiasts around the world have been celebrating the 10-year mark that allowed the world to look at money differently. Boy, did it ever allow the world to look at money differently.
Yeah. Any message to Satoshi Nakamoto?
Thank
you.
you.
Out there?
Yeah, thank you for making one of the most important inventions in the history of the world, peer-to-peer electronic cash. And to all you BTC supporters out there, if you think it's just supposed to be a store of value, you're missing the point. Like it's right there in the title of the white paper. So speaking of making Bitcoin usable as cash, CASHACCOUNT.info. So we were talking about that right before the show started.
Yeah, I was bragging that I was one of the first people to sign up with the live the mainnet version of CASHACCOUNT.info. So I stayed up till 3:15 last night, waiting and refreshing the page, and managed to pick up one of the 100 accounts. So for those who don't know, Cash Account is basically like a simpler way for users to kind of share a Bitcoin Cash address. The idea is that rather than sharing this really long string of kind of different characters, we can create and store everything in the op return and basically create this decentralized name service for people to create things. So you could have ASCA number 100, and that would be your unique identifier.
Are you required to have numbers at the end of the
Yeah,
name?
so the number is actually generated by the block height minus the block mod value. So basically, in order to bypass not having like a centralized system for this,
So they're recording it in the op return.
yeah, so it's all
blockchain,
being
so
recorded in the op
they
returns.
can't modify it later.
Exactly.
And
So you're kind of
switch it
locked
around.
in with that name. Of course, you could always create a new wallet, create a new name as well for that, but you'd have a unique number at the end.
I'm sure the scammers are trying to figure out how to handle that
Yeah.
and scam people. So be careful. But like, how
Definitely be careful.
how easy or hard was it to sign up for that?
Like 2 seconds. Like
Okay.
any basic user would be able. You could tie that into like a wallet to create as well. I think there's already been a few wallets that have been in discussion with Jonathan Silverblood as well as Rob Danielson, who are the main guys that were working on this. So I think Copay has already given the thumbs up that they're looking into integrating it. I think there is an open issue on the Bread wallet, and I think there's also been some discussion here at Bitcoin.com to see if we might be able to tie that in as well. I know Sam over on our Block Explorer has said he's been looking into the protocol and looking at finding a way to bring in and integrate the cash account into our Block Explorer as well, so you'll be able to basically
See
review
the addresses and the
Yeah.
names associated with
Pretty
it.
exciting
Okay.
stuff. So make sure you check out CASHACCOUNT.info if you're interested in registering an account.
And I'll tell you what else we're going to do too, because I was looking to signing up myself yesterday, but it hadn't launched yet.
Yeah.
So now today is the day. So when we're done recording this, all three of us who haven't signed up yet, let's sign up, and we can put our addresses right here. So if you like the content we're bringing you each week, you can tip me, you can tip Kaimukis, you can tip Aska, and you can even tip Corbin, because he has the lowest numbered account there. I guess.
Oh, yes.
And
Please,
you'll see that right there
Have some
below.
New Year spirit, holiday spirit.
Yeah, girls love getting cryptocurrency.
I should mention on this one as well, just for like security as well on this, if you're concerned at all with privacy, I would recommend creating a new wallet specifically for this, especially if you're tying in your personal details, your personal name into the cash account ID. It does allow someone to identify Corbin with this wallet. So if I'm doing anything with this wallet of nefarious intent, then
or not, right?
or
Like
not.
even
Yeah, I
you
just
should
don't
have
want-
privacy
yeah.
regardless.
I don't
So-
think people really need to be snooping through what I've bought with BitPay and stuff like that. So keep in mind that you might want to do a fresh wallet. People are also talking about integrating stealth address into this in order to
That sounds
make
great.
it a lot more secure. So you can still have this human readable format, but also have the benefit of additional privacy. So
speaking of privacy, like we've mentioned it on press shows, but one of the things we're hard at work over the Bitcoin.com wallet is building, Coin Shuffle right into the wallet, so you have privacy, like really, really strong privacy, right into your Bitcoin.com wallet. So that's coming. I can say it's coming this year now. So
Yeah,
it's 2019. It's coming. So
Privacy is good.
yeah, privacy. It's nice to have privacy. So yeah. So have you girls heard about Bitbacker yet? No. What does it look like it is? Have you heard of Patreon? It's probably a better question.
No, I've never heard of.
So Patreon, I don't think so big in Japan. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
probably something similar in Japan. So is there a website in Japan where if people want to like support artists or support people that are doing something, they can send money to them easily?
Crowdfunding,
Yeah. What do the Japanese use for that sort of thing?
like campfire,
Never heard of that one.
campfire,
Yeah, Campfire.
or there was something else.
Is Campfire a Japanese language
Crowdfunding.
site?
I think so.
crowdfunding.
I'm not sure, but it's quite popular in here. So okay.
So in the rest of the
Campfire.
world, Patreon has been pretty popular,
Oh,
but
okay.
recently they've been kicking anybody without a popular opinion off of their platform. So which brings us to Bitbacker.io. I had the opportunity to use it for the first time maybe a week or two ago on Naomi Brockwell did a show, and I was on there, and I think more people paid with Bitcoin Cash
that's cool.
than any other cryptocurrency there. There were one or two people who used Smart Cash,
Yeah.
and I think one guy even used BTC. I don't know why he would
Interesting.
pay extra to just for the benefit of doing that, but one person out there did.
Yeah.
So
I think it's kind of an interesting tool. I mean, it does allow for a lot of the same functionality that Patreon does allow. So things like being able to pay for a super chat to ensure that your chat message gets seen in these videos, and you have a little bit more direct communication with the content creators on Bitbacker. I think we've really seen ever since Patreon's kind of taken this really strange stance against anything.
seems like any business, once it gets big enough, they
Yeah.
like just start like censoring all sorts of stuff and are terrified of like allowing any sort of opinion that's interesting because it's different from the mainstream.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is like pressure from MasterCard and Visa, or if this is just part of the kind of I don't know, push towards the ultra-left liberalism, and anything right of center is now considered alt-right.
Hate speech.
Yeah, I think, I think ultimately this is a really valuable tool because it does, force people to compete, and it forces Patreon to realize they're not the only one who can create a platform that allows people to tip and pay content creators that they like and support. So it's pretty exciting. So yeah, make sure you do go check out bitbacker.io, and if you're a content creator, if you're doing live streaming, if you have something important to say, you can sign up there, and it's definitely a great alternative to earning some income using cryptocurrency, and kind of getting away from the chaos of Patreon.
And they're only charging, looks like 1%, as close to 1% as possible, and Patreon charges like between 10 and 30% for raising the money. So
maybe I think it's probably worth mentioning, but right before the new year, before everything kind of started slowing down right around holidays, we actually reached out here at Bitcoin.com to Jordan Peterson and to Dave Rubin.
Sure did.
From the Rubin Report, and actually Amory Sachet as well was included in that thread. And we've been in discussion with some of their assistants on how Bitcoin Cash might be able to be integrated into the Patreon competitor that they're kind of planning on either building or integrating into kind of this this different part of the this internet subculture of kind of long form discussion.
Yeah, since Jordan Peterson's not really deep into crypto, and neither of them really are. I think the irony might be lost on them a little bit, but if they went with like the BTC currency, that like a community that like loves censorship and loves like just bending the truth, or not even bending the truth, just plain ignoring the truth and just like telling outright lies. I think those guys should really think twice about that. And maybe we'll make a whole other separate video on that exact topic. So.
I think the censorship we've seen on places like Reddit r Bitcoin probably is quite a bit stronger than even some of the censorship we've been seeing on Patreon. So
yeah, for sure.
Think,
and BitcoinTalk.org as well.
Yeah.
I
think it'd be great if anyone from Jordan Peterson's people or Dave Rubin or anyone else within that kind of intellectual dark web, feel free to email me, Corbin@Bitcoin.com.
The intellectual dark web.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin.com will gladly make substantial donations to both you guys. We're big fans of free speech and you guys speaking the truth. The solution to people saying crazy wrong things on the internet are people saying the truth. And I think that there's a lot of people saying crazy wrong things on the internet. So we need more people that are willing to speak the truth. So thank you to both you guys for doing that. So, Gateway.cash has cash in the name. It has a gateway in the name. Who wants to guess what they're doing?
Gateway? Gateway?
Do you know what a payment gateway is?
I don't know.
So like the way it works with traditional payment gateways, like let's say you have a restaurant or a website and you want to accept payment from your customers. If you're taking credit cards, you have to get permission from the credit card company. If you're taking bank transfers, in Japan a wire transfer is called a furikomi. And so you have to get like permission from the bank to open an account with them, and they can block the furikomi to your account anytime they want, right? So with cryptocurrencies, if you host everything yourself and you have your private keys, nobody in the entire world can stop you from receiving payments from anyone in the entire world, which that's very different than a credit card or PayPal or a bank account. So, yeah. What else do you know about Gateway.cash, Corbin?
I played around with it. I quickly did set up an account just to make sure it was kind of legit and everything. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting tool. It's
free and open source.
Everyone to create payment buttons, and allows you to start accepting Bitcoin Cash on your website. Any content that you're creating, any whether you're selling things online. It is open source as well, which is really beneficial. So it's not locked up in crazy patents and things like that. So you can, of course, contribute to it if you're a developer.
It's real open source, not like that fake CSW open source stuff.
How long does it take to set this up on the website?
So if you go to Gateway.cash and if you've already got a Bitcoin wallet, it's maybe a 4-minute process to kind of set up. Like all you need
That's so convenient.
Yeah, it's super
How long
easy.
did it take you to set up your last bank account?
It takes like forever, like I don't know, days.
Yeah, not 4 minutes. Right?
Maybe a week, maybe.
And how long did it take you to apply for your last credit card and receive it?
Like 2 weeks. Actually, I'm applying one right now, and I've been waiting for like 2 weeks already.
Yeah, makes Gateway.cash seem pretty useful.
4 minutes compared to
crazy.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But how long does it take to get a credit card in like US?
Weeks also.
Okay, that's pretty lame.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Gateway.cash. Is that also being built by the CoinDance guys? Is there an affiliation there?
I'm not sure. Don't have it in my notes here.
I think there may be an affiliation there. I was looking at both of those. if I'm wrong, sorry. If there is, fantastic, because I'm a big fan of the CoinDance guys as well. So
they've been hard at work on their platform.
Yep.
So Coin.dance, they've basically set up Bitcoin Cash for support, and you can.
We should talk about what Coin.dance is. It's a really great informational portal where you can see all the statistics happening on various different blockchains and development happening. And then I think they even have a peer-to-peer poker game.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been a couple months since I goofed around with that, but it was getting there and seemed pretty neat. And the Bitcoin Cash deposits were instant, and there were some people playing, and I'm not a good poker player, so I instantly lost all my Bitcoin Cash, but I had fun doing it. So
that's awesome. Yeah. I think the interesting thing, if you're interested in like the statistics and kind of the graphs of who's mining what and what type of hash rate is behind specific types of cryptocurrency, CoinDance is super valuable website for any kind of data nerd. So if you're a student and you're doing any papers or any kind of studies on this weird world of cryptocurrency, this is a really valuable website that I think you'd you get a lot of.
If you're watching this video, you'll probably appreciate this website. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff over there.
I was wondering, like, what kind of people are watching your channel? Like,
put a comment down below and tell us what type of person you are.
Who you are.
Yeah, tell us who you are and why you're watching and what you enjoy about it, because Oscar wants to know.
Yeah.
And what do you want to see more of?
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, what do you want to see more of? So speaking of things I want to see more of, like more competition in the marketplace, that brings us to Kraken.
Yeah.
They expanded their margin trading to include Bitcoin Cash. So thank you, Kraken, for that. Kraken, for people that don't know, I think it's probably like the second oldest cryptocurrency exchange in the world at this point. I think Bitstamp's probably the oldest that still exists.
Yep.
And Kraken's probably they're definitely up there, if not number 2. They're still one of the really, really old original ones.
So I think a lot of people have this assumption when they see these wild spikes in prices from, whether it's BTC or BCH, they wonder what kind of whales are doing these margin trading. Have you ever done any margin trading? Have you ever been responsible for any of these giant spikes that people are accusing you of when they're saying, Roger, you got to pump this coin?
No.
No?
The short answer, no. So I'm not a trader. I look at the fundamentals and I hold for the long term, just like I did with BTC in the early days, and that's why I'm holding Bitcoin Cash, because it's so clear. Like I mentioned in the other video, Bitcoin Cash has the ability to become cash for the world quickly.
Yep.
BTC, with the block size limit imposed by central planners, doesn't. So like for that, there's a bunch in BTC. There's a bunch of speculators speculating on the speculation of future speculators. Say that 10 times fast. Bitcoin Cash, there's adoption happening all over the world of people using it as money. So from a fundamental value investor, I'm just holding my Bitcoin Cash. I'm not an active trader at all. Once or twice, I tried to actively trade. I think only once actually, and that was a mistake. I should have just.
I'm an awful trader as well.
I knew some news was coming down the line and tried to trade.
Yeah, I'm really good at losing money.
And it wasn't Coinbase adding Bitcoin Cash. That was a no-brainer. Everybody knew. Everybody's adding Bitcoin Cash because it actually works today. You don't have to wait 18 months to promise that it might work in 18 months. So Bitcoin Cash works right now today. And if you don't know and you haven't tried already, head on over to free.bitcoin.com. We're giving away free Bitcoin Cash to anybody that visits that website. So free.bitcoin.com.
So on this point too, I should also jump in and mention there was a recent article from a fellow named Peter Ryan over at CoinDesk. And what they did is they did a little bit of a breakdown of all of the top 10 cryptocurrencies. And what they found is that Bitcoin Cash was actually the most used cryptocurrency in real life.
Yeah.
So what they were calling it was the on and off ratio. It was this term, I guess, defined by Peter Ryan, where
what is the on and off ratio?
Yeah,
tell us.
So the on and off ratio, I guess, was the idea of how many transactions were actually being performed on exchanges versus in real life, which would be people spending
online
it
and offline.
So if people are spending it buying a haircut or buying a beer or buying dinner
like we
out,
do here in Tokyo every week.
then and what they found is it was like a pretty drastic. It was something like 0.7 to 0.3 versus every other cryptocurrency. So
can I ask how you paid for your haircut?
I did pay with Bitcoin Cash.
Where?
My hairstylist Shoji over at F-Line in.
They accept Bitcoin Cash.
They accept Bitcoin Cash. That's the only
It's
one.
right over near Sangenjoya.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then there's
Close
another
to
hair
where I
salon
live.
right near here where somebody behind the camera, that I won't say her name, but she goes and gets her hair done there, and they accept Bitcoin Cash.
Actually,
now as well.
my wife went there and got her hair all done.
How much
there.
did it cost to get a haircut?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
On my end, I think it was about maybe $50 US, around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
$50.
Fancy haircut.
Yeah, it was very fancy. But you get the whole massage, you get the hair wash, you get the
Nice.
fancy.
I've been there too,
expensive
and I've gotten my
products.
haircut there
It's
as well.
great.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're in Abyss, go check out Mint. I think that's the
Mint.
one.
Yeah, that's right.
Mint in
And
every
if
state.
you want to find places accepting Bitcoin Cash near you, download the Marco Coino app
Yeah.
for your smartphone, and you can see all the places near you that are accepting Bitcoin
Yeah.
Cash. And if you have a place, add your name to the list there so other people can find it. So,
Absolutely.
special shout out to who are the guys in Slovenia?
Slovenia?
Elipay, ELIPAY. I think that they have like a couple hundred merchants in like Slovenia, in Ljubljana, Slovenia, like
Yeah.
accepting Bitcoin Cash. Like,
It,
wow,
it
what
went
an
from, I
amazing-
think, maybe like 10 places around there to, overnight it went to hundreds. It was pretty wild.
It was. I've been there in person. I
Yeah.
bought things with Bitcoin Cash. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Built right into the payment process. So one more fantastic shout out to the Elipay guys for doing such a good job there. And we shall also talk about, so recently XRP surpassed ETH and over total market cap around the world, but now ETH bounced it back again.
shot
So
right
there's
back
a
up.
flipping and a flip back. So.
I like seeing that. Honestly, we should probably give a big shout out to Vitalik and the
And
hardworking
Ethereum
developers.
as well.
Yeah,
Like Ethereum's
Ethereum's
awesome. A lot of people like accuse us of like hating on BTC. Like we hate on the censorship there. We love anything that works. If your cryptocurrency actually works as currency, we love it. And BTC stopped working as a currency. The December of 2017, it was absolutely impossible to use. And so cryptocurrencies need to be reliable week after week, month after month, year after year. BTC is not. And the part that was the most frustrating, as the first person in the entire world to start investing in that ecosystem as a big holder of BTC and Bitcoin.com, was when these idiots were cheering for the high fees,
Yeah.
saying this is a great thing. Like, no, it's not.
That was like seeing people cheer for taxation. It's,
what about my roads?
yeah,
So-
so it was a strange time in Bitcoin's history, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another new survey of Chinese citizens, 14%, that's like, what, 1 out of 8 or so,
Yeah.
have been invested in cryptocurrencies. So 98% of the respondents indicated familiarity with the concepts of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. The sample indicated that social media is the dominant means through which Chinese citizens became exposed to crypto, with 38% of respondents stating they were introduced through social media, followed by relatives and friends with 26%. Study showcases the growing movement towards mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies in China. So 98% of people in China were familiar with cryptocurrency. What percent do you think it is here in Japan?
Like same? No?
I think
No.
yes. Or more.
Take a guess. I don't know about more. 98 is pretty high. I think it might be a similar ballpark.
Do you guys have any friends in Japan that are also like trading cryptocurrency? Or
Oh yeah, many.
Many.
But I think they're still like a minority
Yeah.
out of the whole population in Japan. But
There's big cryptocurrency billboards in Shibuya
Yeah.
and
Right,
Roppongi.
DMM,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, DMM, yeah.
Mm.
So, there you go.
I want to take over.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's my resolution for this year.
That's maybe the next step for 2019.
Yes.
So,
The real flipping.
Yeah.
Take over fiat.
what do you got there next, Corbin?
So we've got the proof of keys. So on Thursday, January 3rd, basically there's this kind of push across social media for cryptocurrency users across the globe to move their coins away from exchanges and move them into private wallets. The idea is that they are trying to encourage users to remind them that when your coins are on an exchange, they're not actually in your control. They feel that all users need to understand how to manage their private keys. And this is kind of a little bit of a push to kind of signal to exchanges to make sure that they're all liquid. And actually, I think because of this, there's also been, I can't remember the name of the exchange, but there
Hitbit.
was it? Okay, was it Hit?
I think that's the one that John McAfee's been complaining about.
yeah.
Claiming they're stealing people's money.
And they shut
froze
down
the withdrawals.
They froze withdrawals as soon as this whole
Bad
thing was
sign.
announced. So yeah, there's been people kind of warning that there's some shady exchanges, and they may not be as liquid as they say. And if there's a big push and enough people try to withdraw from an exchange, it's kind of the same thing that happens when a country's in financial crisis and people start taking their money out of banks, and the banks quickly say, yeah, we can't really let you do that. So
Hold your own private keys yourself. I've been saying that since 2011, and that's
Yep.
why the Bitcoin.com wallet puts you in charge of your own private keys, and that's good advice all the way around, and not just once a year or once a decade. It's good advice all the time. Hold your private keys yourself. For those that don't know what naruhodo means, that means, yeah, that makes sense. So, Maybe we'll start making videos with Japanese English lessons.
Ah, so that's a great idea.
And in fact, if you want that, you can pay us in Bitcoin Cash. And we'll teach you guys Japanese. So, yeah. So Bitcoin Verde. Do you guys know what Verde means?
The Spanish?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you got that part. Do you know what it means in Spanish or in English?
No.
I think it means Bitcoin green.
That's what I was kind of
Right.
thinking, but I didn't want to jump the gun there.
Yeah, so like a Bitcoin Cash green, I suppose. Here's a green pen.
There you go.
Speaking of that, it's from OKWave. That's interesting. So OKWave was, I think, one of the first publicly traded companies, certainly in Japan, and one of the very first in the world to start accepting Bitcoin back in like 2013.
Yeah.
And now they have a bunch of Bitcoin Cash stuff happening over at OKWave. So thank you to the people over at OKWave, which for people that don't know, OKWave is like a question and answer website. In English, I think they have Quora or something like that is what people are using. So it's a Japanese competitor to that. So anyhow, Bitcoin Verde is a new consensus full node implementation for Bitcoin Cash. A beta release of the new Bitcoin Cash node has been released in Java, built completely from scratch. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. I was reading into this a little bit. This developer by the name of Fiesta Patronum.
Now we know where the Spanish
Right.
Pretty cool name.
acknowledgement
So he was
came
working with the Bitcoin XT group and was basically just trying to create a brand new full node implementation for BCH. So again, speaking to Bitcoin Cash being a more decentralized and more, I guess, dispersed, community of developers.
and a community accepting of free speech
Yeah,
and different opinions.
and a welcoming community to say, come in and create competing products. I think what this fellow was saying on Reddit was that, a lot of the clients that we have are forks of the Bitcoin Core implementation, and they're all kind of built off of that, whereas this one he wanted to kind of build from the ground up. I believe he said it's a little bit more of a weighty type of full node implementation because it does download everything. It's,
Well, here's the interesting thing: is it allows validation of multiple forks at the time.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't easy to code up, I don't think.
Pretty wild. So if you go check out the website, I think it's it doesn't look like we've got the link up here, but
We'll put a link in the description below.
It's pretty cool. They've got a visualization of all of the little orphans and everything. It's pretty interesting. If you're a data geek, I think you'll get a kick out of it. They've actually built in a block explorer built right into it as well. So it's
Wow.
yeah, pretty interesting little tech there. So shout out to Fiesta, hard work on that. That's amazing. Make sure you go check it out if you're planning on spinning up a full node. Go test it out.
Yep. So, any other news that's not in our notes you want to cover this week, Corbin? Or
This is the most of the stuff I've got here. Yeah, the rest of the stuff we've got is questions.
questions?
Questions and
questions.
comments on the YouTube comments threads.
Yeah. So I think we'll skip down to Kingsley. Sorry, Kingsley, your last name's a hard one. You want to try that one?
Nidagudba.
I wonder where this person's from.
I'm guessing.
Southeast Asia?
No, I think it was somewhere in Africa. I believe he
really?
said. I think he said in a previous comment. So,
Okay.
anyhow, he says still my favorite YouTube channel. You guys are amazing, and he has more to say. But like, if this is your favorite YouTube channel, or even if it's not, share these videos with a friend. Like, subscribe. We ask you every week because it's actually important. That's how we get the word out. So he says, I hope to continue seeing beautiful faces like y'all. Happy New Year 2009 and more Bitcoin Cash adoption around the world. So I don't think he's talking about our beautiful faces.
I
Corbin.
don't think we
No,
were
he's talking
included
about
in
these
that.
four videos.
Four, yeah,
I'll take it.
That's very optimistic for the new year there.
That's what he said.
Yeah, so.
So this one here is from Ezra Hugenrad. I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name.
I'm guessing he's Dutch.
I'm gonna throw my leg out and say that as well. Yeah.
Maybe from Scandinavia.
So
Maybe.
Ezra wants to know, why are you currently operating from Japan? I'm sure there's multiple reasons, but I'm just curious.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, so I guess we should all answer it. How'd you wind up in Japan, Corbin?
I wound up here because
If you don't mind sharing.
yeah. Long story
Don't
short,
mind.
we weren't really planning on having kids right away, so we said let's go do something kind of crazy and move over to Japan.
So your wife is Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we both moved here together, and I was working for my company back in Canada that I started, and I created this website called TX Highway, and just through some people I met at the Bitcoin meetup, they ended up, someone shared it to Roger, and then Roger ended up emailing me out of the blue one day, and I freaked the hell out. It was crazy, like, what the heck is Roger doing emailing me? So
I like your website.
yeah, I was like showing my wife, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to take it on. I was like, I don't know, that sounds like a lot of work. I'm kind of kind of comfortable.
The culture is different, language is different.
And
Now you're co-hosting the weekly news.
yeah, I kind of got thrown
You never
into
know
the
what
mix of it.
happened.
But yeah, basically I came in and Emil just ran me through the ringer and made sure I didn't suck. And
Turns out you're fantastic.
turns
You're
out I'm
more than
okay,
not
I guess.
sucking. You're
Yeah. And,
fantastic. So.
it's been kind of a rodeo for the past year. I think I've been here now with Bitcoin.com just over a year now. So it's
Wow,
been one of the
time
most
flies.
exciting years of my life. So
Wow,
yeah,
cool.
I have a feeling it's going to get more exciting in
Yeah.
2019. So,
yeah.
yeah. How did you wind up in Japan?
I'm kind of from Japan. So.
So we probably have a different question for you. How did you wind up speaking English so well?
Oh, I went to Canada when I was in high school. So actually Victoria. Yeah.
West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
that's fine,
Kaimukis?
Yeah.
How did you wind up in Japan?
I was born in Japan
And where did you learn your English?
in my college.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you've
I
never
didn't.
lived abroad?
I didn't study abroad.
Really?
I need
Wow,
to
that's
study more.
impressive.
Yeah.
So that's some pretty darn good English for never having lived abroad. So.
Thank
Can I
you.
tell you one secret about Kaimukis? I just found out her family owns like huge temple.
Yeah, my
It's
house
It's not a
is.
secret anymore.
Yeah, my house is temple.
Yeah.
My dad is a monk. You know.
Wow.
Very.
That's
So my
crazy.
house is
That's
very
so cool.
Japanese style. Yeah.
Can you do like some like chanting?
あ、
なんか何チャンティングお経とか
あ、お経ってなんていうの？
チャンティング
Chanting.
Chanting.
You know chanting?
Yeah, chanting is English.
Chanting,
Yeah.
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 I can do that.
Yeah. So if
Can
you want
we-
to hear Kamugi chanting,
Like
we're gonna set up another. We're gonna
one-
set. I think we should set up a Twitch channel at some
we
point
should, yeah.
with a tipping thing, and like we can take tips, and we'll even do Japanese traditional
so.
monk chanting. Are you up for that? Maybe. Okay. You can think
That
about
would
it.
be pretty interesting, right? Like cultural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Roger? Why did you end up in?
Oh yeah, I guess I should answer that
Yeah.
too. Man, I think I've kind of lost track now that it's been more than 10 years. But I think
10 years?
no. I think this year is 14
Wow.
in
Wow.
May. Yeah, so time goes really, really, really quickly. So I made some other videos on my personal channel about that, but did some time in federal prison in the U.S. really unfairly. Knew I didn't want to be in the U.S. anymore. I had had one Japanese girlfriend before. It was a good experience. I figured there were more to be had in Japan, and here I am 14 years later, and I
Can you-
spent just under...
Can you tell us how you learned Japanese? I think
Yeah,
that's one of the
his
most
Japanese
interesting stories.
is insanely
Yeah.
good.
So that, well, it didn't used to be that good, but the first way I started when I was in prison, I was really bored and or not bored, but like didn't have anything to do each day. So like initially I had more economics books sent in, and reading that sort of stuff just made me more and more depressed with my situation and lot in life because I hadn't done anything wrong, hadn't hurt anybody. I was trying to make the world a better place and wound up in prison for it.
Wait,
So-
how long you were in prison?
I did 9 months in prison and 1 month
9
in a
months.
halfway house, so 10 month sentence total. And I have other videos talking about that on. We'll put a link to that below. So if you're interested, maybe I'll make more. I guess the best part about having gone to prison is the fact that I'm not there now, but like I have all sorts of really interesting prison stories that I can tell. And I've only told I think one of them on YouTube video, but maybe I'll make some more videos about that at some point. So
What is your view on Nissan's president? Gone.
on who? Oh, Nissan. Yeah.
Do you feel sorry for him?
I haven't followed it closely, but it seems like when the government wants to get you, they can get you, and it just seems to be they're railroading the president of Nissan, who's a French guy, and claiming that he did stuff that that wouldn't matter, from what I can tell. I didn't follow it closely. What's your take?
I think it's unfair.
Yeah,
Looks like I don't know too much either, but
I'm guessing it's probably pretty darn unfair.
I think
but
you guys can be best friends. When he's out.
maybe I think
Share
that's.
some prison. He's not in prison.
Yeah, but it looks like Michael. So there's a really, really famous celebrity here in Japan, the Live Door founder,
yeah.
right? So
Mr.
Horiemon is his
Horiemon.
name, and like I've met him a number of times around. I
He
think
mentioned you in his book, right?
I think so, yeah. And I
Yeah.
was on his podcast before, and it's like I don't know who the equivalent in Western culture of Horiemon would be, but plus he went to jail. So basically, from what I can tell, and I'm an outsider, not following Japanese culture really deeply, but most Japanese are very conservative in a tie and a suit and tie. Horiemon was driving his Ferrari and beautiful girls around him and was really living it up. And he had started this company that had over $1 billion valuation, and he was doing really, really well. And I think the old guard in Japan didn't like his flashy lifestyle, and I think they decided to prosecute him from that. As my impression as a non-Japanese looking in. But I think we kind of hit it off a bit because of our similar past there.
Yeah.
So how did I learn Japanese so well? I got tired of reading the economics books because they were depressing, so I had some Japanese study books sent in. And by the time I got out, I could read and I could write by hand like quite a bit as well. Now I can't write anything by hand because I haven't practiced, but I can write whatever I want on computer, no problem, or on my phone.
Impressive.
And I could speak some, but listening is a totally separate skill from speaking. And you'd be surprised, like if you don't have anybody to practice listening with, you can say a lot of things, but you can't understand anything. And like I didn't realize just how different speaking and listening were. And even today, I can understand way more Japanese than I can speak. But my 14 years, it better be good right by now. But I spend about half of each year, and I'm looking forward to heading back to St. Kitts here pretty soon for the cold months. We'll see what happens with that. So, yeah.
So we've got another question from JD McNew. What's Kamugi's channel? Searched her name and couldn't find her on YouTube. I'd like to hear opinions and thoughts on the space.
Link.
We'll put a link below, but you can tell people what should they Google to try and find your channel.
My channel. It's in Japanese, so Komugi channel. So it's in Japanese.
In
So just type
kanji and
Komugi
hiragana?
Komugi, hiragana and katakana.
So you have to be able to
trick,
type a
yeah.
little bit of Japanese
Bit
You have to
to
learn how to type.
really get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Are you guys going to do like a weekend review maybe on in Japanese? Like, would you be comfortable enough in Japanese to
Of
do
course, so
summary?
every week after we've been recording this video, I've been recording for Komugi's channel. When are those videos going to go up? I haven't seen them online.
Not uploaded yet.
Not uploaded yet.
Very
so-
soon. Very soon.
Very soon. So if you want to see me really showing off my marginal Japanese,
Yeah, he's
subs-
speaking Japanese.
subscribe to Kamugi's channel on YouTube, and they'll be up very soon. She says. And we'll put a link there.
She's doing the long tease. You know, it's the
Yeah,
just wait. That's what we've been doing with the some of these announcements.
Yeah. So another guy I love mentioning, Spencer Lambert, the guy that set up the chickens, chickens.cash. You can
Yeah.
feed chickens with Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, that was so funny.
What does it say there? What did Spencer say?
Spencer. Oh, the chickens have started doing weekly BCH giveaways. Last week, they set up even 7 new Twitch users with the Bitcoin.com wallet. Thank you for the support, you, the chickens and ducks.
And thank you, Spencer, for the supporting cryptocurrency being usable as cash. Like I think I've said on like 5 episodes now, I'm embarrassed as to how much money I've sent those chickens and how much time I've spent watching the chickens.
I saw Spencer actually signed up for Cash Account as well, and he registered his chickens, and I think he got a duck emoji. 'Cause they give you an emoji for each
Oh,
one.
wow. We need to
So-
make sure it's not an imposter
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So, but thank you, Spencer, for doing such fun stuff. And which leads us to Martin Hirsch's question. He says, can I get some more info on the Crypto Zoo device? Thanks. So, like, I think maybe we should have Spencer comment below. It's exactly what you do. The IOZ, like smart electrical outlet, and then what's the
sort
other
of
one?
feeder.
The vending machine thing.
Oh yeah, the little bubblegum machine.
I forget how to say in Japanese. Gacha gacha.
Gacha gacha.
Yeah, right. So I don't know what you'd say, a vending machine in English, right?
Yeah.
So that's powered by Bitcoin Cash apparently. And IOZ was the brand name. I think if you do some Googling, you can find that, or we'll try and put a link down below to that. So you can feed chickens, ducks, deer.
I think there's
What
goats
else?
now as well.
Goats are coming?
Yeah,
wow.
I've seen goats.
More animals.
Yeah.
More animals. Yeah, people love animals. People love
Fattening
Bitcoin
up the
Cash.
animals.
So,
Yeah.
yep. So I guess that brings us to the end of this week.
That's it for this
So,
week. Yeah.
Anything you two ladies would like to add?
Think Happy New Year.
Any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, what's your cryptocurrency New Year's resolution?
So as I said, I want to take over that advertisement on Shibuya Crossing.
Yeah. So there's a big advertisement using this Japanese, half Indian, I think, half
She's
Japanese
like half
girl.
Bangladesh and half Russian, and she's like really mixed.
Okay, she's definitely, you can't tell what ethnicity she is by
Yeah,
looking at her,
she's
but
pretty unique, right?
she's super popular in
Super
Japan.
popular.
So yeah, we're going to have to get you up on those billboards instead of her at some point. So, yeah, so, okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
I have a big news.
Oh,
Please share.
I will release the cryptocurrency book in this year.
Wow, that's
But
cool.
in Japanese, but maybe next month before like that. Yeah,
That's cool.
I will release it.
That's great to hear.
Wow, coming soon, and it will be available. How can people buy your book?
yeah.
By on the internet.
On the internet.
Amazon,
On
Amazon, Amazon.
Which ties us back into one of my very favorite websites. I spent my afternoon opening boxes from Amazon. I got a bunch of boxes from Amazon with all sorts of fun stuff, all used from Bitcoin Cash on purse.io. We talked about it last week. You can save like 20 or 30% on everything you buy from Amazon using Bitcoin Cash on purse.io, which means once your book is on Amazon,
Yes.
people will be able to buy it at a significant discount using Bitcoin Cash. but you still get the full amount paid to you from Amazon. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
You know, you should buy 100 copies of her books as a, good friend of Kaimukis.
Maybe when the English version comes out.
Yeah, English
take a look.
version.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
cool.
yeah.
English version coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyhow, thanks for watching every week. Subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend. We'd love to get more subscribers than a lot of these other cryptocurrency channels out there. And put a question or comment below, and we'll go from there. Anything else? Is that it?
I think that's all we got. Yeah. See you guys next week.
New Year's resolutions?
Ooh, New Year's resolutions. Just accumulate more Bitcoin Cash. Find some new places to spend it.
Now is such an opportunity because like
Yeah.
the community has such a amount of passion and people developing and building tools on top of Bitcoin Cash, and the price like $100 and something bucks each. Wow, what a great bargain at this
on
point,
sale.
I think. And I think we'll see another big giant move into all sorts of different altcoins if BTC ever manages to even get enough usage again happening where the fees shoot up again. That's a big if they even manage to do that. So yeah.
Roger, New Year's resolutions.
So I live every day like it's the very, very first day of the rest of my life. So I do whatever it is that I want to do. So like today's still borderline national holiday in Japan.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of jujitsu this morning.
Yeah, I see the scratch on your
I-
forehead.
Someone didn't cut their fingernails, so if you're doing jujitsu, please cut your fingernails. They scratched me there, and I got scratched on my hand a little bit, so please cut your fingernails. All right, but I did a lot of jujitsu today and yesterday and the day before, and it felt fantastic. So Carpe Diem Jiu-Jitsu, I think probably the first Jiu-Jitsu academy in the entire world to start accepting Bitcoin.
Wow.
Was right here in Japan. That's
cool.
And the owner, Yuki Ishikawa, asked me to set up them to be able to accept Bitcoin Cash for everything.
Are they on Mark 4.0 yet?
Well, I have to set them up with it, and I haven't. I've been too busy doing Jiu-Jitsu rather than
Yeah,
setting it
yeah,
up with the
yeah.
Bitcoin Cash. I paid my membership in Bitcoin Cash, so maybe we'll get that all set up soon. They have a bunch of locations around the world now. There's one in London, so if you're in London, check out Tsuyoshi Tamaki over at Carpe Diem. If you've never done Jiu-Jitsu, try it. It's such great exercise. It's so much fun. It's really addicting. And even if you're here in Tokyo, they have girl classes. There's a Carpe Diem girls over in Hiro.
We should go together and make a video.
Maybe it's girls only, so I can't join you. But you two can go. And there's a bunch of other famous models are going there, and you can check out the Instagram and stuff.
I
So
actually do kickboxing though.
watch out. So grappling versus striking.
Yeah, so if I learn how to do jiu-jitsu, I can do MMA.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So anyhow, any jiu-jitsu people that are watching this, so I set up Kyotera with this first Bitcoin wallet too. So people that are into jiu-jitsu, Kyotera is I don't know how many times world champion, like 8-time world champion or something. Just absolute amazing jiu-jitsu practitioner and really nice guy too. So thank you, Kyotera, for letting me set you up with a Bitcoin wallet. I set him up with a blockchain wallet back in probably 2013 or 14.
Cool.
So yeah, anyhow, lots and lots of jiu-jitsu. That's what I would like to do, and maybe compete in some tournaments coming up this coming, or actually it's 2019, so in this year I want to compete some more. So,
Awesome. Any places we can maybe bet on some of those matches?
I think, I don't know what the subdomain will be, but on Bitcoin.com we're building the tools, so you'll be able to bet. And
Bet on Roger.
yeah, bet on who you think's going to win if you want to win money. But I'm pretty confident in my jiu-jitsu skills, so especially for being up there in age. So, all right.
Awesome.
Well, anyhow, that's it.
That's it for now.
Thanks for joining Jiu-Jitsu Talk, and get a little Bitcoin Cash mixed in. See everybody next week.
See you guys.
So.